So we're at the halfway point up to Fairy Meadow, and we're swapping cars. We're going from that to that.
Fairy Meadows is a renowned beauty spot in Pakistan, offering incredible nature and views of glaciers and Pakistan's second highest mountain, Nanga Parbat. But there's a small problem. It's accessible via the second deadliest road on the planet, according to the World Health Organization.
And I think we also have military assistance, which is kind of cool, I think. Someone just wished me luck. I think that's cool.
Do you ever question the decisions you've made? Well, on this day, I questioned mine.
It's a dusty old track, and even if you had a Jeep, you wouldn't be able to drive it yourself because there's a huge risk of landslides up here. So you get escorted by the military, and the views look incredible. Well, I think they do. It's actually quite hard to see. I actually can't see the left-hand side of the verge. There's no verge, there's no yellow line. I can just see a sheer drop. Look. Seriously, this is something else.
This road is impossible for a normal car, but just when I thought our Jeep would make it, we ran into trouble.
We're all getting involved now. Should we get out? Maybe?
Some people need to sit on it because...
yeah. Oh, okay. So we just stopped here. We're on this really, really thin track and this massive drop. And basically, sitting in, these guys here, we can't go. We're just a bit stuck. But we can't really go left because if we go left, we're going to go about 400 meters down. Thin track, massive drop. There's the track, see? We've got these guys here who are chipping away at rocks to try and get us going, but we're... Don't go close to the edge. Honestly, this is terrifying. This might be curtains time. I feel like I don't know whether I'm safer in or out. Let's go. Woohoo! Well done! Yeah! Oh my goodness. Well, we got past that. Are we about halfway? So Radley's just offered to swap with me so that I can get an even better view. Not sure whether I'm more terrified of rockfall or us falling.
One thing I hadn't considered is what happens when you meet someone travelling in the opposite direction. Luckily, the first time, it was a lovely French traveller on a little motorbike.
Super. Merci.
The thing to know, however, is that the oncoming traffic is not always little.
I don't like passing other vehicles.
After a terrifying hour and a half, we arrived finally in a more gentle landscape where it was time to leave the jeep.
So now we go on foot. It's a really narrow path. Another really narrow path. It's definitely getting colder up here. Lots of ice now.
After a short way, I was given an option.
Raji said to me, you know, you can walk or you can ride. You can get a horse. What would you like to do? And I was like, let me think about that. Maybe if there's a pony available, I might do that.
He actually told me later he hoped I'd get the horse, as they didn't want the 2-hour trek to become 4. Charming. My goodness, traffic is terrible round here.
Hey.
Hello. There's some pretty steep drops here. Going up higher and higher. We're almost there apparently, but look at that. Nanga Parbat in the distance. So it's getting properly cold now. I think maybe the walkers might have been the sensible ones, because I can't actually feel my kneecaps, and I daren't ask how much longer it is in case they go, oh yeah, it's another hour. But we've passed, actually I can hardly speak, my lips aren't working. That is just beautiful.
What's your name?
Carrie.
Fairy.
Carrie.
Fairy. Yusuf.
Yusuf. Ah,
Okay.
nice to meet you, Yusuf.
Yusuf Ali.
Yusuf Ali. Yusuf Ali. Let's follow the horse. That's where I'm going. Oh, brilliant. What a journey. I think my toes have turned black. Oh, it's so cold. Here we go. Make our entrance in style. You know, don't trip over the wires, darling. I don't think I've ever been more excited to have a cup of chai in my life.
After possibly the most epic journey I've ever had in my life, we finally made it.
Just arrived at Fairy Meadows and we're now inside by the fire and about to have some chai. Oh, look at that.
I couldn't believe how tired I was, so I took my chai, headed for my cabin, which already had a fire lit, and fell into a deep sleep. Everything was fine until I woke up before the sun, with my fire out and a vague memory of the instructions. So I've just woken up and it is literally freezing. Obviously there's no heating here. There's a fire in the middle of the room, which went out obviously last night, and I've got to light it. And they've left me some wood, and they've told me which piece of wood apparently magically lights, but they don't know how bad my scouty skills are. So let's see. So here's the puppy. I'm sure they said it was like, oh, I've forgotten. I don't know, maybe this one? I've got some matches here, but ooh, doesn't sound like there's too many. Right. I think you have to make like a upward thing, don't you? Rather than just sticking it in. Right, these are quite big. Oh, they fit. Okay. I think this one. Go on. Please light, please stay lit. That's looking good, I think. Come on, keep on going. Come on. I think that's good. I'm going to stick it at the bottom. No, they're all at the front there. How am I going to light them? I'm just going to hold it here for a bit. I can't just stick it at the bottom because it's not going to light these, is it? Let's hold it there. Maybe my scouting skills aren't that bad after all. Look, there's a napkin here. I'm sure if I whack that in, I'm sure if I whack that in, that's going to go, isn't it? I'm just going to shut the door. Oh, you can do it. I'm a fire starter, I think. Well, 5 minutes later, it died. So I chucked my clothes on and once the sun was up, just went outside. Not a bad way to wake up. And just in case you're wondering what the cabin was like, I can show you now there's some light. I'll show you around in here. Got little beds. There's a basic bathroom in there. Fire. And this is where we sit and have our dinner every night. It was now time to discover why Fairy Meadows is one of the most popular tourist destinations for Pakistanis, and whether I think it's worth it as a foreigner. Well, first up, I can say the breakfast view was pretty blimmin' incredible. So today we're leaving the camp here, and we're going to be walking up the side of a glacier, basically towards the foothills of Nanga Parbat. And apparently the views at the point that we're going to are amazing. So let's see. You right, Atik? He's always all right. He smiles. He's fine. So, Raji, I was going to ask you, am I going to see any falls today?
Most likely, yes.
Do you know why is this place called Fairy Meadows? Do you know?
I think the name was given by some German climbers who, explored this place in 18th century.
Yes. Wow.
And during colonial period, actually.
Yeah.
And they found this place was absolutely beautiful and far away from the mainstream where people were living. It was very far away in the mountains.
Yeah.
It was like idyllic, hidden in the mountain, and that's when they discovered the Nanga Parbat. And they call it, this is the lane of fairies.
It's a good name.
Long ago.
I want to see a fairy. You could totally imagine Tinkerbell swooping by. Do you know who Tinkerbell is? Have you heard of Tinkerbell?
No.
Tinkerbell is a Disney character.
Ah.
She's a fairy. She's a very popular fairy. I think she'd live here. I was soon realising that it really isn't difficult to see how magical this place is.
It's like a winter wonderland. It's actually quite sweaty work. So we're getting closer to Nanga Parbat through this beautiful woodland with a stream and trees and rocks and snow, all with the mountains surrounding it. It's literally a scene from Disney. It really is. So Raji, I noticed you hum a lot when we walk. You like humming.
Humming?
Yeah.
Ah. Well, I
mean,
like to do that.
Is there like a particular tune that you hum?
No, there are so many songs or tunes from China language or from Bollywood, Indian music or Pakistani music.
Do you pick one a day? I
Well,
always hear you
today-
humming. What's today? What's the twist today? What is
For
it?
today,
I like it. Keeps me moving. Keeps me moving. So I think it's a good time to chat about how I feel safety-wise in Pakistan. A lot of my friends and family were very worried when I said I was coming. But do you know what? I have not experienced one negative thing at all. Everybody has been so welcoming, so accommodating, so kind, and I'm walking along now with Hafiz from the police, and he said, look, he said, we know that we have a bad reputation, and actually we feel it's unjustified, but we have to overcome this reputation.
It's clear they're working really hard to keep tourists safe, and the thing I always remind myself is that sadly there are attacks in London too, so safety challenges are universal. It's time now to show you the real reason I came to Fairy Meadows, and that was to get a close-up view of Nanga Parbat. You won't want to miss this.
So we made it to the viewpoint. It's incredible here. You can see the Karakoram mountain range. You've got this huge glacier which seems to run from there all the way up. Scenery is knockout. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. It's incredible, but it's absolutely freezing. Literally 35 minutes ago I was wearing a t-shirt. Now I can't feel my fingers, but I'm really pleased that we got this far.
Such a beautiful place. If you get the chance to come, I'm telling you, you've got to come.
So, do you know what? Do you know what I think? Right. I love the fact that you look really, really tough. Yeah?
Yeah.
But you've just offered me a tissue and it's perfumed.
Oh,
I'm just going to say that.